Before I start today's video, I like to make a disclaimer. Anything in this video that you're about to hear today is just speculation, okay? So I'm not saying it's paranormal. I'm not saying it's ghostly activity. I'm not saying it's a cough. I'm not saying it's spirits. And I'm not saying it's haunted. It's just I'm telling true, actual events that happened to me over the many years that I have walked this park. That's right. And we're going to be on the back side. I would love to go over to the other side, but there is peoples there at the Boy Scout cabin, but that's okay. Most of the stuff that I'm about ready to tell you actually happened here on the back side of the park. I don't know what's making me want to do this video today. I just feel the need to talk about things that may be a little bit, well, spooky a little bit maybe. Talk about things that are unexplained. I don't know. What are you doing? I get that you're a male dog, and I get you want to leave your scent, but why are you going to roll around the grass and pick up other dogs' scent? Huh? You're silly, you know that? This may be a long video today, alright? Just so you all know. And come this Halloween time, the whole month of October, maybe even half of September, I want to do some Halloween things. I want to make a skit like I used to in the past. I really need to, I feel the need to do this. And Kitt, quit pulling me. Alright, let's get started. First of all, guys, I have put thousands and thousands of miles in this park alone walking. Now, I'm not a heavy walker like I used to be, because when I injured, yeah, is that even a word? Injured. About a year ago when I injured my leg, it kind of took something from me. Yes, it's not 100% up to par, so I don't put in the many miles every day here. Instead, I still do my walking, but it's a lot of grass walking, and it's also, it's quite a bit of pavement walking still, but nowhere near the miles. Walking this place so many years, for 10 years, and I've been coming to this park ever since I was a young guy. Okay, I mean, we moved here in 1983, and I only lived right up the street from this park. So I've been coming here from, good Lord, 42 years. Most of the things I'm going to tell you, except one of them, happened early morning, and the other one happened late evening. But whenever I used to walk in the summer times over here, I would walk about 4:35 in the morning when it was still dark. I did that to beat the heat of the day, and plus my schedule was tight, very tight. I had to get the walk in and over with so I could get on with my day. I literally would get up out of bed, put my shoes on, and come down here to walk. Half the time, well, most of the time I had Stormy with me. Some of the times I'm about ready to tell you, Stormy was with me except one. Alright, let's get down here to this part of the road. Or better yet, I can show you through the leaves. Here on the back side of this road, and I gotta make sure I don't get nobody on video, because we got a walker, and we also have a golf cart riding around. But here on the back side of this park, that little loop that you're seeing right there, it has weird, interesting things about it I cannot explain. It's like a sound barrier type thing. Give you an example. The racetrack we have here is 5 miles away. And some evenings when they have racing, you can walk this little bit right here and you can hear the racetrack plain as day. You can hear other people talking on the other side of the park, right over here, plain as day. You can smell cigarette smoke. Well, that's not too hard for a non-smoker like me. I can pick up cigarette smoke a half a block to a block away. But you can hear things. And you hear sounds of cars and look around, there's no cars near you. You can swear a car's coming up right behind you. And even Stormy would turn around. It's like, oh, there ain't no car there. Today it's just Kitt and I. And that's happened to us a couple times down here. We'll turn around, there'd be no car there. Ain't that right, Bubby? That's one of the mysterious things that would happen here at the park, okay? That's the weakest of the ones I'm going to tell you. Now, you got to remember, a lot of these times I walk down here, was 4:30 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Usually I get done about an hour after I get here. Well, some of the other claims that's happened, there's a playground right over that way. I can't take you there. I want to. God's where I ever want to. But there's children. Now, don't videotape where there's children. Now, walking down here them times, there's nobody here. At least they wasn't. Hell, they may be now. I don't know. I don't do these times anymore. No, my times have changed. But, and that golf cart's coming right back in again. What the hell? Oh, I hate making videos over here anymore. That's fact. My apologies, guys. I hate the fact this has become Grand Central Station. I hate the fact that it's so busy, but it's so good for my little town now. It makes a lot of money for my little town. But anyway, I'll be walking around the park, and you gotta remember, it's still dark. It is still dark. The only lights is the lights here in the park. And sometimes I could have swore, more than 1 or 2 times, I heard children laughing as I went by the playground. Not the second playground. That little playground you see in the distance there. I'm going to zoom in on that right now. That's the playground. I could have swore I heard children's laughter. Not just one occasion, 2 or 3 times. Now, I could have passed that off of just hearing things, but Stormy did too. Because she growled. I was like, maybe it's part of the sound barrier, I said, you know? You hear people talking, walking through there. Why wouldn't you hear somebody laugh? But at 5 o'clock in the morning, or 5:30, who knows? The other thing I want to tell you is, my son Damien and I was down here. Now, this was of the winter time. This was right before it got dark. This particular day was very cold. It was super cold. As a matter of fact, we didn't get to finish our whole walk because it was so cold. We're down here just walking, and we're right in this vicinity, right here. And we see a lady about no more than 50 to 100 yards ahead of us, you know, close enough we could tell what she was wearing. She had short pants on and a shirt that had no arms, no sleeves. She would remind you of somebody in the Olympics that was either running or a jogger of the summertime. And I remember looking back at Dame, he looked at me, I was like, ain't it a little cold for that? We're gonna walk around the pool. I would almost guarantee I won't have to worry about people getting in my path while I videotape. There's just still a lot of kids. On that golf cart that goes around, there was a child in that one, and yeah, I guess my community's become a golf cart community. But anyway, so we watched this lady. She was about 100 yards ahead of us, and we're trying to figure this out. And I'm telling Damien, I was like, if she goes off to a jog, she's going to lap us because we're only at a fast walk. That's what we do. We speed walk. And we looked at each other and was like, well, damn, I don't know, Dad, she might. And when we look back, she's gone. That lady disappeared. Now, that was so, how can I put this? That surprised us so much, we came back a couple days later and tried to debunk that. We came back with my oldest son, Justin, and Damien and I was in the same spot that we was at, and we had walkie-talkies, and we told Justin, okay, we're at the same spot that we took our eyes off of her and turned around only a few seconds later, and she was gone. And I said, okay, when I say mark, I'm not going to look at you no more, Justin. And that's what we did. And then when I put my eyes back, guess what? Justin was gone too. Because if they went up on the hill, it would have been out of line of our sight. So I can't sit here and tell you, don't know. That can definitely be explained away, but it was still mysterious. Now, I've heard lots of different sounds down here. I've heard things hit the side of the pavilion. I've heard bangs and booms multiple times walking down here. Them early hours in the morning. Well, I guess it wouldn't be early hours in the morning. You know, 4:30 in the morning, or 5 a.m. or even 5:30 or 6. But the biggest one is yet to be explained. Now, I have seen coyotes down here many times. If you look right here, I am surrounded by woods. It's not a thick woods. As a matter of fact, probably about 300 yards that way, it comes out down by Waterway Park. But still in all, and you'll be able to see it's good thick woods all the way around. And yes, the pool still has water in it, even though I haven't seen anybody swim here since school opened up. But yet, I have seen coyotes many different times. But the coyotes I've seen is usually just one or two. That's it. One or two coyotes. And a couple times I've seen a coyote, and I made a video about this, that was acting kind of strange. He was by himself and he was rolling all over the ground. More than likely he was rabied. He had rabies, the way he was acting. So we left the park, and actually I notified animal control about that. We had an animal when I was a kid, when I lived in Kentucky, that had rabies, and that's the way that animal was acting. That's how I kind of figured that coyote had rabies. But this particular day we're down here, and it was just me. I didn't bring Stormy with me. Thank God I didn't, or she could have been bawled to death. I'm walking on that backside, and out of nowhere, I can't really say I was rightfully attacked, because I never got bit, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But two, what appeared to me at first was coyotes, okay? But they had a sound, the bark of German Shepherds, and they just came out of nowhere and started row, 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 and jumping up towards my face, jumping up towards my back. And the only thing I could think about at that time was, do not make eye contact, do not run away. My car is right over there, cut through the grass, and keep at a steady pace, just like I'm doing right now. Try not to breathe too heavy, and get to the car. I didn't look at them. I only noticed them when they first, well, I want to say attack, although I never got bit. They literally were jumping all over the place. I can only catch small glimpses of them. Not really much to identify them, but they was jumping, and I have no idea how I was not even touched. No, I wasn't touched one time. I wasn't scratched. I wasn't bit, but they were all over me, it seemed like. And they was going nutso. And the only thing I could go on is they sounded like German Shepherds. You can go that way, Kitt. They sounded like German Shepherds, but looked a little bit like coyotes. But you gotta understand, it was really dark at the time. And yes, there is street lights, but even with the street lights, it's hard to make things out. And the only thing I could think of is cut through the grass. I'm gonna show you where I was parked at that day. That particular day, I was parked right here. And the route I took, I made a beeline over where my Defiant is. I don't know if you can see that in the distance. That's where they came at me. And no sooner that happened, I cut through the grass and made a beeline straight to my car, which was right here. And I didn't make eye contact whatsoever. I don't know what it was. I heard somewhere, do not make eye contact with a wild animal, or they would think that's a threat. And do not run. And my fear was, when I got close to where I'm at right now, to my car, oh my God, I'm gonna have to stop and put the keys in the door, unlock my car, and that's when they're gonna get me. They're gonna chew me to pieces. I was scared. I was shaking, guys. I absolutely was shaking. Kitt, quit pulling me, Bubby. But the second I got to my car, they were gone. Guys, I was this far, I mean, I was to the fence. Let me show you. That parking spot is right there. And I was through that fence right there, and they was still jumping up and barking and trying to attack me. And no sooner I got from there to there and went to put my key in, and I'm shaking, they disappeared. They came out of nowhere, and they left out of nowhere. I don't have an explanation. I went home, by the way. I went home because it scared me to death. It scared me so bad, I stopped walking early mornings like that. I would only walk over here when it was daylight. I was too scared to walk in the dark over here anymore. Yes, it terrified me. After talking it over with my wife, I made a report as well to the police station on this one. And I said, the only thing I could think of, maybe somebody's German Shepherds got loose. I said, I was not bitten. I was not hurt. No scratches. But they was going in attack mode bark, like a police dog would. I said, it sounded like German Shepherds, but it looked like coyotes. At the, you know, I told him, I said, more than likely it had to be German Shepherds because that's what it looked like, or sounded like. I only had a small glimpse. And I thought they were coyotes at first, yes. But he put in a report, and he did contact me a couple days later and says they couldn't find anything. They couldn't find anybody that was missing 2 German Shepherds. As a matter of fact, they even went around the neighborhood, you know, asking people, do you know where these 2 German Shepherds were? And nobody had any German Shepherds. What was going on with that is beyond me. So I'm not saying this park is spooky. I'm not saying this park has paranormal. I'm not saying this park has ghosts. I'm not saying this park is haunted. But in the over 10 years that I walked this for a walking workout, and I'm still doing it today, I've seen some questionable things. And them are the things that stand out above the rest. Is the ones I told you about today. I've heard other things while I was down here, you know. I heard sometimes something sound like wagons. I even heard one time something sound like horse on cobblestones. Yeah, and I ain't the only one that heard this. My dog Stormy did too. I haven't heard nothing down here recently, but I don't come down here early morning hours anymore. No, them German Shepherds made me stop that. Everything I said to you can be explained away probably, guys. Yes, the German Shepherds could have came from some house maybe a mile down the road. The sounds I heard, I don't know. I have no idea what's up with that, because all the way through here, I call it the sound barrier. You can be walking through here and you hear things like cars, people talking, and you go to look around and there wouldn't be nobody nearby. But yet, you heard them. I heard the racetrack down here many times. That's why I'm thinking it's some type of sound barrier, maybe bringing in the location of the park or something. Something way above my thinking rate here. But yeah, hats of stuff I hear through here, I always blend it on. It's coming from a block away or something like that, and the sound barrier is bringing it in. But yeah, the park here has been quite interesting for all these years. Today I want to bring the video to you because, guys, I miss talking about things like this. You know, things that had happened. I miss doing videos like this on occasions. Not every time I could bring an adventure your way. This past weekend was shot. We did get a graveyard, but pretty much Mother Nature took care of that. And sometimes I get the urge to talk about some things that might be a little spooky. And come Halloween, I may try a skit. A couple of them. Just so I can have fun doing them again. Skits take lots of editing. I love doing the editing. But before each video, I'm going to tell everybody this is bull poop, obviously. And my kids used to help me out with the skits years ago, but they grew up and they quit doing that. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. That's all I got to say. And this is my time. Yep, it is now 7:50 p.m. I got to be somewhere in 10 minutes. Good thing I'm only 5 minutes away. Until next time, guys, come on. Let's get out of here. I will see you, more than likely, on an adventure. That's right. On an adventure unless something else comes up. See you then, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments down below. I'm dying to hear them or read them. And trying to unlock my car. All right. We're out of here, guys. We're out of here. We'll catch you soon.